over $1 trillion, Amit. These are staggering figures. Explain to us what's happening
I think
here.
let's instead get to Indian credit cards because we are getting a little short on time.
Let's talk about Indian credit cards first.
Because this was up in the parliament also yesterday for debate.
It was a report that was tabled by Minister of State for Finance, Mr. Bhagwat Karad. If somebody can pull up the graphics,
let's pull up those numbers, please. Yes.
So, if I can go there. Yeah, so credit card defaults have risen to a staggering number of 4,072 crores this year. They were up from 3,122 crores last year. So it's quite a bit of a jump. You can go on to the next graphic. Outstandings were up to 1.64 from 1.64 to 2.1 lakh. Gross
lakh crores. That's a trillion we are talking about. We are talking about credit card outstanding rupee. Up to about 2.1 trillion as compared to 1.6 trillion in the year ago period.
Gross non-performing assets in credit cards stood at 1.94%. They were up from 1.91%. I must add here, in FY22, they came down from 3.56% in 21. So they were down a little up. So gross,
which essentially means people are paying back.
Yeah, but I'm still worried about a 4,000 crore rupee figure when it comes to defaults. These are defaults. These are people unwilling to pay or unable to pay, as the case may be. It talks about gaps in the system, you know, which should not have allowed these people to hold credit cards. Why are they credit worthy if they are unable to pay a tune of 4,000 crore rupees to the banks?
Yeah. We'll come to frauds. 791.4 crores in FY23, up from 536.5 crores in FY22. So they just went up. If we can come to the next one, in 21, it was even lesser than that. It was just this much in 435 cases, north of 500, and close to 650 cases this year in frauds alone.
All right, so some staggering numbers. What's exactly happening here? We run out of time, Kartik, but from what I know, people are taking on more debt than they can repay.
So, Shweta, I would not want to completely discard any correlation between the numbers showing up as defaults along with the fraud numbers. You know, some of these could perhaps be attributed to cases under litigation or under discussion between the bank and the consumer or the banking ombudsman or the RBI, that should these defaults be written off as NPAs or frauds, or should these defaults continue to stand on the statements of credit card holders? But I think the moot point here being that RBI has to ensure that credit rating agencies which work on data perhaps provided by the banks has to be accurate, updated to a point that banks do not issue credit cards, despite it being a very lucrative business for banks themselves, should not be allowed to offer credit cards to uncredit worthy individuals in the country. And I think that is something that has to be taken up very, very seriously.
All right. The numbers, of course, present a major challenge. Yes, Amit.
Yeah, just a little upside. If credit cards defaults, frauds were 1.94, gross non-performing assets of banks in credit cards, the total gross non-performing assets of commercial banks was 3.87%, so much more.
Okay.
So non-credit cards, non-performing assets with banks also is a big
all right. But 1.94% is still a substantial number. We will, of course, keep bringing you those details. But that's all we have on the show. Thanks very much for watching.